Yo, this is an insane story about what's been happening to me. So I had brain damage. No, I had a brain surgery because I have brain cancer. And I have pretty bad. It's like I can't remember all the words because obviously I just had brain whatever I had, and so I forget things. But it's class 4 or level 4, 3 is what I'm trying to say. But the only way it goes is up, which isn't good. So I've already made peace with it. All that's good. But here's the thing. Over the last, it's been 1 month basically, and I've been slowly losing grip on reality. And when I say that, not like the normal grip on reality because I had my brain cut out, but the kind of grip on reality where I hate everybody and I'm getting upset at everybody and I'm screaming like a little baby and I'm cussing and I'm doing all these things that I normally don't do. And I call up my doctor and I tell him, bro, what's up, man? I cannot be on this anymore. So, but I was also having more seizures. So he says, okay, let's try giving you this extra medication. And also we're going to get you on, I can't remember what it's called, but I think it's called Kempra, but it's something close to that. And he says, because that's a side effect of it. It makes people upset, angry, whatever. It's a rare side effect, but it happens to some people. So I'm like, obviously that's happening to me. And he gave me like the fast dose or whatever. So every time I take it within 30 minutes, I turn into a total jack. But you see how I'm not cussing anymore? Because it's like, I'm there and I want to say it, but now I can control it more. And I feel so much better about it because of the fact that I want to be in control. I don't want to be the kind of person that walks around and just does everything because I'm on drugs, not because I can't control myself. So I think, at least right now, I'm way closer to being in control than I have been for a long time because of the fact, well, I mean, I guess it hasn't been a ton of time, but before it was the brain damage, the brain tumor that was controlling my mind and making me do whacked out stuff. And then now it was the drugs, man. For the first 2 weeks, is it 2 weeks? I think I don't really understand time and all that stuff yet. For the first 2 weeks when I was in the hospital, I felt incredible. They sucked that brain stuff out of my head and I felt like a normal human again, and I could make my own decisions, and I didn't have a little voice talking to me, telling me what to do, telling me to do bad things, telling me how to act, all that kind of stuff, man. That was insane, and I still need to tell that story. There's probably multiple stories I have to tell about that whole thing because, man, my life was a trip, and I had no idea that it was because brain tumor. Yeah, that's all I can say. I'm moving on. The point is, they put me on a drug that made me extremely aggressive and upset, but I would cry like a baby, like not actual cry, but I'd act like a baby who wants candy. And I made another video where I was like, want pop? That's the guy I felt like, except for I got aggressive and I started cussing and I like started like, I would get really loud, like this is an example of how stupid it is. I really had to go to the bathroom. I went into Costco and I knew I had to go through the left door, not the right door. And I had a battery to take back. And I was like, bro, I have to go pee so bad. And I'm going to pee my pants right here in front of you. I just need to go in there. And the lady's like, you got to go the other way around. And I knew they were going to say that. And I knew that it was going to take more time. But I just had to go that way because those drugs were telling me, just go this other way. So, of course, they say something to me. And guess what I do? Instead of being a normal human and being like, oh, that's not a problem, or explaining it a little bit better or whatever, I immediately had a meltdown and I basically screamed at the top of my lungs, F you, or something like that. And I was like, once I did it, not only did I feel better about it, like I actually felt good about it because it like I relieved some tension or something. But oh, what the heck? Oh, this is a dog. I saw a weird shadow. I see really weird stuff. It's like, you know that movie about I see dead people? Now I don't see dead people, but I see like things out of movies in the past because I forgot everything. The Shining. No, that's not the one. Dang, man, I can't remember what it is. There's a guy that used to make really scary movies, and I can't remember it, but I'm going to get back on track. Dang, now I forgot again. This sucks, bro. But, okay, here's the point. So, I think it's called Kempra. It's making me act like a baby, like a retarded baby that's upset. And I'm screaming, and it's like I had some kind of disease, basically, like Tourette's or something like that. And maybe that's not the right one, but it's something like that, where I just start cussing and getting upset for no reason. And then they were going to put me on a slow release version, which is supposed to maybe help with that, but the insurance was blocking it. And this is how stupid our system is. So I call My doctor says I already sent all the information. They should have it. They need to release it. It's the insurance fault. So I call the insurance company. The insurance company says, hey, I need prior authorization, or maybe there's a holdup with the those people that make the pills and put them into pockets, and then you get them. So I'm like, okay, cool. So I go to the place that delivers the pills to my pocket, and I know that doesn't make sense probably to you, but it does to me, so it is what it is. They say it's too early. Insurance is not going to pay for it. It's like $1,200, okay? And I'm like, are you serious, my man? Because they were quoting me some like retarded insurance price. You know how stupid that works? Where if you buy some of the, like that Kempra pill or whatever it's called, it's literally like $12, okay? I could have bought it myself for $12 and at least tried that to get out of this problem. But they were quoting me the price from the insurance company, which is like $1,000. Do you know why it's like that? Paper pushers, man. That's not real. That's not real stuff, dude. Those are fake monies that people are adding to things because they want to make money. There's no real reason to do that at all. It's literally fake. It's like putting your money into the bank and then that money goes into the vault of who knows where, and it's zeros and ones and it doesn't even exist. It's not real. They loan it out 5 billion times. It's insane how all that stuff works. And it's crazy. The more I talk, the more I learn about these weird stuff, but they're not all like, it's all scrambled still. So I only remember little bits and pieces. Okay, back on track. So I couldn't get the drugs I need, right? To try to switch. So my doctor says, hey, I'm going to give you this other one because you're still having seizures and like the insurance company's not working with us. And the insurance company blames me. I blame the insurance company. And the people that pop the pills blame also the insurance company. So I call the insurance company again and I say, hey, I'm about ready to die. I'm going to fall on the ground and I'm going to die because I'm having seizures and you're the ones blocking it. Everyone else says they've done what they have done. So you need to unblock this because if you do not unblock this, I'm literally going to die from it. Make sure you're recording this conversation because I am too. And if I do die from this, I will make sure that my family sues the ever living buttholes out of you. Make sense? Guess what do you think happens? They gave me a 30-day supply. A temporary 30-day supply, okay? Guess again. I took that thing for 5 days. I started having suicidal thoughts. I thought about every single thing on the ground. I'm not kidding. This is how crazy it started getting. In the beginning, I was just making jokes that weren't funny, and I was making fun of people, and I was like, look at that idiot. They should die, that kind of stuff. And I was like, it's not really a funny joke because it's not really a joke. It was just I was looking at everybody saying they should die. And so it wasn't a joke. You know what I mean? Like it was a joke because it was it was like a dumb joke that wasn't funny, but it wasn't at the level where it was serious. It's at the level where I could still control it. But I was just like, you're dead, you're dead, you're dead, that kind of thing. But it was, I don't know, kind of like a joke, like playing a video game. Then the next day I woke up. I'm not an emotional person. And I had a really weird dream that I think was from a movie I watched. And somebody was trying to like chase me and fight me. And I was trying to chase them and fight them. But we both couldn't like make it to each other. And like we never even fought each other. But it was like just all the anger and the aggression and like the whatever. All of that was coming through. But nothing was actually happening. It was such a weird dream that I had. So crazy. Oh, I hear a weird bird. Everything distracts me. That's insane. Shoot, now I forgot everything. Gosh. Okay, well, I'll move back on to the main story because I can remember most of that. Whatever I just said, if I ended that at a cliffhanger. A cliffhanger. That's a new word for me. Cliffhanger. What is that? I don't know what that means, but I think it's movie related. It's what just happened, a cliffhanger. Maybe not. I don't know if I finished it. Gosh, this is nuts. So I start taking this other drug. That other drug gives me suicidal thoughts. On the third day, I start feeling all strange. I wake up. I'm kind of like really emotional, and I'm not an emotional person, so I'm really emotional. I know there's a problem. It's like 5 a.m. It's barely light outside, and I literally made some coffee, ate a bowl of cereal, and went outside and started working in the field, okay? It's the only thing that makes me feel good. I put my music on as loud as possible. That was another bird. Wow, it's so weird, man, the stuff that Hey, you're eating my pickles! Those aren't pickles. I don't know what those are, but they're on trees. Man, these dogs, I just fed them. They're eating all my food. Gosh, dude. Hi, Mrs. Baby. Why is that little boy eating all my pickles? I know it's not a pickle, but that's all I can say. Dang, I'm not going to keep talking either because every word I think of is related to pickles and other weird things. So take your mind where it goes. Oh, so now I start having suicidal thoughts. I wake up, things are getting crazy. I have to get outside immediately, and I'm like crying as I'm working on a tractor, digging a hole, thinking about how I could just go in the hole. And then everything that I see, I'm not even kidding, look at this. I see like a rake, I see like a shovel, I see like a rock, everything I see, literally everything I see, I think about how I could use it to like go to the next battle, like leave this place. I start thinking about how it must suck so bad to be my family and have to put up with me dealing with all the stressful stuff, yelling and cussing and just acting like an absolute dork, and like how bad it's got to be for them. And so I just think, you know what? I should just go somewhere else, because if I do that, they don't have to deal with everything I'm causing them. So it's really strange because like I could still think, my mind was still like smart enough to be like, you know, come on, bro. Just, basically, this is what I'm going to say, and this is the way I'm going to say it. And if you don't like it, it's too bad for you. But basically, this is what I told myself. I said, you know what? Don't be a pussy. You can beat this. I don't care what thoughts you have. You're not going to do any of that kind of stuff, because you are going to dig this freaking hole, and you have to finish your job, basically, is the kind of stuff I was telling myself. Finish this job, man. And if you still feel like it then, okay. But until then, which is going to take me months, you better finish this job, man, because you got a job to do, and you said you would do it, and now you have to. So for hours, all I could think about is like basically how to kill myself and how to do bad things to myself. But it was like dumbed down, because I kept thinking about, no, if I do that, I'll make a mess. No, if I do that, I can't finish my job. That kind of stuff, man. It was insane. The only thing keeping me away from that. So I called my helper, and I said, which is my wife, and I said, you better call those doctors right now and tell them I'm having suicidal thoughts. I've been having them for hours, and that I can't be on this drug anymore, whatever that secondary drug is, because that's the one that gives me the suicidal thoughts. And literally it was within like 4 days or something, or 5 days of starting it. So it wasn't from the Kempra that I was taking that just made me upset. So blah, 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 long story short, everybody in the world starts calling me, obviously, because they're like, oh my gosh, go to the hospital, all this kind of stuff. And I'm like, no, I don't really want to go right now, because I'm borrowing a machine from my neighbor. He's giving me a real nice price on it, and I want to frickin' use it, man. I'm going to dig this hole till 12 p.m. tonight, man. I don't give a rip. And anyways, I feel great. When I am on this tractor, when I have the music on, I feel just fine about it, okay? So if I start having bad feelings, yes, I'll immediately go to that place. And I'm like, I had to stop I don't know what that was, but so basically what happened is I started feeling better after I like unloaded all of that information on all these other people. Then I kind of stopped thinking about it. I mean, I still was thinking about it, but not to the extent where I was like my tears, is it my tears? My tears were getting watery. I don't think that's the right way, but I think you understand what I mean. So my wife's obviously all nervous about it. She's like, let's go right now. They're calling her, take him right now. Take him right now. This is a serious thing. And I'm like, honey, I feel so much better right now, and I really just want to use this machine, because I have to take it back. And if I go to the hospital, we all know what's going to happen. They're going to lock me in a padded cell. They're going to close the door, and then they're going to forget about me. And I'm like, I can't do that right now, because I'd be wasting hours and hours and hours and possibly days when I have this machine, and I need to dig this hole. Oh, gosh. So I tell the people that I'm going to leave in like an hour, okay? Because I just need them off my back. They all say, okay, blah, 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 blah. I don't even know what an hour means. So maybe an hour is a lot of time. Maybe it's not very much time. I don't know. Either way, I tell my wife, no matter what, in the morning of tomorrow, I don't know if that makes sense, but the day that's not this day in the future is the day that I'm going to go, okay? But I have like 20 errands I have to run, right? So I have a list that I can't make because I can't write. Is writing? Write or read, whatever those two things mean. So I'm like, I got this list of things. I already put it in the car. I have to clean off this machine. I got to take it back to my neighbor. And then we need to go to town and do like 5, 6 things. And I have no idea what 5 or 6 means. So I don't know how many that is, but I went to 2 different towns. And then I said, by the way, now I'm hungry. So you just got another one? He just got another one of those pickle things. I hope he ate the first one, man. That guy's just ruining it. Apple. It's an apple. I just thought of it. It's an apple, not a pickle. So basically I tell we go do all that stuff. Then I'm hungry and I'm like, what if I get stuck here for like 8 hours? So I need to eat some food first. So I eat some food and then we go to the hospital. It's a good thing I did because I was there for like 7 or 8 hours. They got me in pretty quick because I told them about what happened to me and about the suicidal thoughts. So they got me in real fast. I mean, to be honest, I have no idea what the time is because for my wife, it was probably 8 hours and it was a long 8 hours. For me, it was like 2 seconds. So I was just like, whatever, I don't even care. I saw a bunch of doctors. They went on my head. They're like, okay, the cancer's not growing, so it's not like that's causing this whacked out problem, and we don't need to emergently get you into surgery again. It's obviously the drugs. And as I go into this place, okay, this is what happened, and this could be slightly different, but I show the nurse or whoever this was, I show this nurse the drugs I'm on. She gets the first one and she looks at it and she goes, oh, I know all about this one. This is called Kepper Rage or something like that. And I'm like, yep, I got that one. And she's like, yeah, that's rare, but if it is common for whoever gets it, it can be really bad. So I'm like, well, no, duh. That's what I'm going through right now, man. And I don't want to do this anymore. Okay. And then I gave her the second one and she's like, oh, and this one causes suicidal thoughts. So immediately she's like, well, we all know that this is because of the drugs. So the whole point of this video, which is super long and drawn out, is that drugs actually control your mind. And I can't believe how effective they are at making you feel a certain way, think a certain way, and make you do things. And I never believed that before in my life because I don't ever take drugs. But do you know, if you take pharmaceutical level drugs that can have mental side effects on your brain, you can become a totally different person, including hurting yourself, hurting other people, doing all types of stuff because it's a side effect on that drug. And it's not actually you as a real human doing it. It's because of those drugs causing you to do that. That is freaking insane. I did not even know that that was real. Now I've gone through it myself. The whole way around, I know what it feels like now. And I can't believe that I was a little person sitting in behind my head telling me to stop, telling me not to do it. And those drugs were taking over my world. They were literally man, what's that called? There's a movie I just thought about. It's, gosh, now I thought about Donald Trump. Why am I thinking about him? This is actually a funny joke. I can't tell you the movie. I'm so close to it. But there was like there's a black guy that was meeting a weird looking white dude that had a cat in a restaurant. And it was actually an alien, a tiny alien inside of this guy's head. Okay? If you don't know what that is, obviously you probably... Men in Black. It's called Men in Black. Okay? So, and Will Smith, and I can't remember the older guy, but he's an older, like, yeehaw, whatever those things are called, kind of person is what he reminds me of. Cowboy or something. Dang, I can see his face, but I have a really hard time with names. So basically, here's what happens. This crazy guy who looks like an absolute weirdo because I can't say any of that because I can't think about it, but he shoots it. The guy's head like is dying or whatever, and then his face opens up and it's actually like a tiny alien. And what I thought about in my head is that tiny alien was Donald Trump. That's so funny, bro. It's like a baby Donald Trump. The only reason I think of that is because I've seen some of those videos where they like make fun of politicians by turning them into babies. Some of them look really funny, but some of them are just I don't know. Some of them make people look better, I guess. Because when they're a baby and they're talking about it and some of the emotion's gone, they I don't know, they sound pretty good, I guess. But I don't really know what I'm trying to say. So yeah, drugs can be very bad for you. You should do research as your own person, but you should also talk to your doctor and make sure that you tell them, hey, what will these drugs possibly do to me? And what's going to happen if I do have these problems? Because I feel like doctors are busy and there's not very good protocols set up in America. Like even for somebody like me where I had brain surgery or whatever, they should have already had everything lined up. multiple different kinds of drugs to take with pre-authorizations from the stupid insurance companies that slow everything down, different paths, different things to do. All that should have been figured out. My dorky dogs, look at this. They're like fighting with each other. It's really funny because, oh, can I see it? Look at him. He's playing with her. And she's like, leave me alone. I just want to lay here. That is super funny. That is super funny. Okay. And when I wake up in the morning, it's like 5 a.m. I look outside and they're both laying by each other. It's like they're a little married couple. It's really funny. It's super funny, actually. Wow, that totally got me off track. Oh yeah. But yeah, why don't they have procedures set up for all this kind of stuff with pre-auths and getting things worked out, especially for major surgeries? Like, that doesn't make any sense. And I get it. Try the cheapest stuff first, because the Kentra or whatever it's called is like it's like almost free. It's like $20 or less for a whole month. All right. The other drugs that they're probably gonna have to put me on are probably $1,000. I mean, I don't think that's $1,000 in real monies. I think that's $1,000 in blown up monies from all these politicians that are trying to make money because they're in industries where they have, fat cats getting rich, and they're all helping them out. They tell me and you, hi, big boy. They tell me and you that they're going to help us out by making healthcare a better system, and then they absolutely wreck all of us. And what's insane is we vote for Democrats who mostly do this to us, and then they wreck us, and we try to justify it somehow by blaming the other group. And it's like, man, when are we going to dummy up and just realize that they are playing a game with us? Okay, all of them are. It's not me versus you, Democrats versus Republicans. It's politicians, all of them, versus us normal people. There's a period there. And when you come to that conclusion, you'll vote better. And you should definitely vote if you don't, because we need a lot more people that vote. I wish there was more smart people that vote. But the reality is hopefully we can get a lot more smart people that start voting, or at least semi-intelligent people, to get rid of the dumb people. Because we have a lot of really dumb people that their minds are worse than mine because they're so stupid. They vote on party lines. They vote on really stupid, specific politics and things that aren't even going to affect us. So stupid. And then we just let them just ream us at every level that actually affects us because our priorities are not right. Okay, long story short, I feel so much better today because they had to put something in me, in my arm, to get me up to therapeutic levels. That's all I can remember. It's a new drug to wipe out the old one. And as it was going into me, I could feel it in my head, and I could just feel different. All of the bad thoughts were going away. I wasn't thinking about them anymore. And a lot of my rage started going away. I still have a little bit of that rage. I think it'll take a couple days, I'm sure, to like not legalize, but levelize or something like that. And now here's what this next fight's going to be. So now I'm not supposed to take the old drugs I have, but they're supposed to have brand new drugs today, because if I don't have those brand new drugs, guess what? I start having seizures, and I'll have to go back to the hospital because they'll have to IV me or something like that if they don't release the drugs. And I needed to be taking the drugs this morning. And so as soon as my pharmacy opens at 9 or whatever it is, then I have to call them and see if they have my drugs. And if the insurance company is blocking my drugs, those guys are so stupid. It's just such a scam. They wouldn't give me these drugs that cost $1,000. They charge $1,000. You know what I'm saying? Not what they actually cost. They probably cost $12. But they're going to have to pay $4,000 because I went to the hospital, to the emergency room. And now I'm going to have to do it every single day until they release the drugs I need. Because it's the only way I can get the drugs that don't make me want to turn into frickin', not Darth Vader, but I guess, if you took Darth Vader and you merged him with Rambo, and it was the bad Rambo who went around and just, put the thing on his head, and he was just like, man, I'm the Darth Vader version of that. That's what I feel like. That's what I want to do. It's a good thing I don't have those powers, because if I did, none of you would be able to watch this video, because I wouldn't even be able to control myself. Everybody would look the same to me, like piles of wood. And I would have just turned everybody into piles of wood. That's insane. And then if I always kept taking those drugs, because now that's all I knew, I would never be able to change it back, and I'd be the only non-pile of wood person on this planet. All alone, all by myself. and I probably wouldn't even care. I'd have my dogs. That's insane. I turned into one of those people that care more about my animals and not about humans. That's horrible, man. I always had bad thoughts about that. People that love their dogs and their cats and their animals more than humans, those are horrible people. But do you know what? That's exactly how those drugs made me feel. So maybe most of those people are on drugs that make you feel the same way. This world is insane, man, what they do to you. Okay, I'm gonna pick some blueberries and eat some food. If you watch this video, thank you so much. Subscribe, help me out on this insane journey. I'm gonna make tons of videos. Now that I can go out in public again, as long as I can get these drugs, I could. But before, there's no way, man. You'd have been making fun of me just because I'm like cussing out everybody, and I don't want to be that person because I'm like because of those drugs. I'm making everybody else have a bad time, and that's not what I want to do. I want everybody to have a good time, and I want to be able to tell my story and talk to people because that's what I started doing until those drugs were ruining my life. So I feel pretty good this morning, and I can't believe I made it through it because 2 days ago I thought I was toast and that I wouldn't even live 5 years because I was probably within a couple days of going to space in a very special way.